Welcome back to the inaugural U.S. Open. We've got for you an exciting women's final matchup here. I'm Maya Ziv here with Anna Levine and Mario O'Brien. We've got in red, Seattle Riot, captained by Gwen Ambler, Kate Kingery, and Rory Titcomb. And in white, Scandal out of Washington, D.C., captained by Molly Roy and Allison Maddox. So Anna, you've been watching these teams all throughout the tournament. Tell us, what are the keys to the game? What does Scandal have to do to take down Riot here?
Well, as many of our watchers may already know, Scandal has played a really good game against Riot in the first round on the first day of pool play, winning the game 10-6. So I think Scandal today is really going to try to prove that their win against Riot wasn't just a fluke, but actually was deserved. While Riot, I think, is going to prove that they really are the #1 team here today, and that they can come and get some sweet revenge against the DC team.
So we saw Riot doing what looked like a focus exercise or something before they got ready to be on the line. Mario, tell us a little bit about that. What were they focusing on there?
Game on, ladies.
You know, Riot has a history of making it to the big games and coming up short. Specifically, the national finals the past few years, they've gone up against Fury, and they've really put an emphasis on their mental toughness, and that stems from their leadership. Gwen Ambler, the ringleader for Riot, knows how important it is to not just be skilled, but also be mentally focused and have your head in the right place to win a game. And so that's what they were doing. They were all finding their own individual place, and then they come together as a team and do their cheer, and then they take the field.
Captain Gwen Ambler to pick up for Riot. Putting one straight to the front corner. Nice layout there by Nora Carr. She's on the edge of the end zone now. Carr will swing around slightly. This will come back to Carr. That was Caitlin Cordell.
Out of their vert stack, Cordell able to come up with the goal. Riot gets their first break of the game.
And Cordell there with the pull for Riot. She actually made it all the way down from one end of the field to the other to bring in the score.
So what we can see from Riot, we can expect to see from Riot this game, is really, really hard and intense defense. In their game against Phoenix, which was a blowout game, they won 15-4.
You got it.
Riot really won because their defense was on fire. They got a defensive play and got a break about every 3 throws on Phoenix. So we can really expect to see some dramatic plays from Riot this game.
Yeah, Riot certainly has the athletes to make plays out there. They're known as one of the fastest, most athletic teams in the nation. And they thrive on the emotion of those big plays.
Rory Titcomb to pull for Riot.
Got Rory Titcomb to pull for Riot now.
Yes, Handle. Let's go, Riot. Yeah, Riot. Yes.
Great pull from Titcomb. Looks like it might be going out of bounds. Just inside the line. Shepley with the disc. Hudson. Back to Shepley. Back out to Hudson.
You're fine, Rory. Look at Rory.
Nice grab there from Amy Hudson to keep the disc live for Scandal. Big Huck going up. Looks like that was Hannah Kawhi on the D there for Riot. Titcomb with a foot to the end zone. Just tips off the hand of Sarah Griffith. Looks like there might be a call on the play. Scandal disc.
Scandal
So
disc.
if you watch the marks of Riot, you'll notice that all of their marks so far have been straight up marks. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it really difficult to hook. And you're going to create those situations like we saw on the last offensive possession of the showdown.
Mercer looking for a bailout, can't find it. Ambler with the disc. Swinging around to Titcomb. Back to Ambler. Big put to the end zone. Cardenas is going to bring that one down for another Riot break. Score is 2-0 Riot over Scandal.
And that's something that I've seen Gwen Ambler do time and time again.
Riot 2, Scandal
She
0.
uses her height to her advantage. She's able to throw those soft little floaty backhands to the break side where the defender just can't get to it. In that case, Cardenas open on the break side, and Ambler makes an undefendable throw to the break side.
Something that Scandal's worked really hard on this season thus far is playing really tight man defense on their opponent's handlers. So something we can expect to see as the game continues is Scandal really trying to make Riot's handler motion, which is undeniably quick, slow down and halt in its tracks.
Here we see Shannon O'Malley waiting to pull for Riot. She's a spark plug for this team. Tremendously skilled player. Also can make a play anywhere on the field, whether it's downfield, throwing. Great play for Riot.
Pull goes up. That one will go deep. Swinging around early to Hudson. Excuse me, Shepley.
Again, we
Payne.
see the flat marks from Riot.
Hudson now on the sideline. Back to the middle. Faye with the disc.
Foul call.
Will be a call on the field. It's like O'Malley and Payne collided there. Dump and swing out to the side to Unfried.
Let's go, Butters!
Back to Shepley.
Now, O'Malley. Yes, Shannon! Oh.
Almost a run through D for O'Malley there. Payne reels it in.
Up! Yes, Faye.
Nice gain to Faye on the sideline. Faye putting up one deep. And Kristen Unfried reels it in for Scandal's first point. Score is 2-1 Riot over Scandal.
And that's a great throw there by Faye. That is a difficult throw to that spot in the end zone. She digs deep for an inside-out forehand, finds the receiver in the back of the end zone.
Something that we saw from Scandal's offense there is very characteristic. They have short passes between their handlers and their cutters. Their cutters quickly dump the disc back to Scandal's handlers, and the handlers spread the disc laterally, and it's very quick, and that is really what's gotten them to score this entire tournament.
It's a nice towing the line there by Unfried as well. Almost out the back. Payne set to pull for Scandal.
Bust it down there, White. No
So
first
something else we
throw.
see from Riot
No
is that
first
they're actually a
throw.
very young team. They have a lot of players that are under 25, which means that they have a lot of athleticism and a lot of spirit and drive. And they also have two very notable youth players from the Seattle youth scene, Shannon O'Malley and Hannah Kawai, both who played very successful college careers as well.
You got the D-line!
Yeah, Riot picked up some young players this year, but that's not to say that they're inexperienced. We've got a couple of girls who played with the Oregon Fugue team that has had so much success in recent years.
And a few that have played with the recent college champions, Washington Element. Nice layout attempt from Cardenas there.
Riot turn.
Can't pick it up. Foul.
Foul call.
Looks like Sasha Bugler with the disc for Scandal. Foul called by the defense there. That's Alyssa Weatherford.
Scandal setting up in a vertical stack downfield, looking to create 2 open throwing lanes on either side of the field.
Maddox overthrows her teammate there. Weatherford picks up for Riot. Titcomb. And it looks like Titcomb was considering if that was a strip. She won't make a call. Payne will pick up for Scandal.
That was an incredible, that was actually a hit block.
Big gain for Scandal, just outside the end zone. Ito putting one up to Payne. Another point for Scandal. 2-2. Scandal with a break.
Payne absolutely roasted her defender up line there, showing that she's truly a versatile player. Talking to some of the Scandal captains earlier, they say Payne has really come up huge all over the field. She can pull, she can throw, she can cut, she can do it all for this team. Be interesting to see how Riot responds to getting broken. Going back to their matchup early in the tournament, Scandal was actually able to break 3 times in a row early in the game, and Riot never really recovered.
Scandal's also exhibited a rare confidence this tournament. Rare in the sense that they really hasn't abated the entire time. I think they have an advantage in that sense because they really are coming into this game feeling really good and already having that win under their belts.
Payne will set up to pull for Scandal.
Go D! Get down there, Scandal! Yeah, Riot!
It's going to go back towards the sideline. Ambler brings it down. Back corner. Centers it up to O'Malley.
Riot coming out in a side stack, creating tons of space there for Griffith.
Looks like there'll be a foul called on that throw. Just looking to O'Malley to center it back to the middle of the field. That's Maureen Shia on the mark for Scandal. Floated throw. It's brought down by Gaudreau. She's going to put one deep.
Get it, hold up!
Disc is tipped by number 2 on Scandal. That's Hulda Grunwald, but reeled in by Riot for the score. Great heads-up play, sticking with that disc.
Yeah, tough break there for Scandal. Got to go back to the fundamentals. When you've got an opportunity to catch your D, you absolutely have to do it. In this case, defender obviously in a position where she could have just grabbed it. Instead, she tries to smack it out the back of the end zone. This wind pushes that one up into the air. And Seattle reels it in for the goal.
So on the line right now we have on Scandal's side is Molly Roy, one of the captains. And what we can expect to see out of her today as she joins the 7 on the line is very quick and fluid, offensive motion. She's one of the catalysts for that quick movement.
Ambler to pull for Riot. Pull's going to stop just in front of the end zone. Molly Roy out to Hudson. Faye putting up another huge hook to the end zone. Got Mercer in the end zone. And the tip over the top from Gwen Ambler. Looks like Mercer was thinking about calling a foul, but will not. Riot disc.
Ambler once again using her length to her advantage. She was actually beat deep on that one, but she's so tall, she reaches up and swats it.
Cordell will pick up for Riot. Riot Cutter's already streaking deep. Cordell looks to Ambler. He's going to put one up. Got Kawhi streaking deep. 10 yards outside the end zone. A few feet out now. And Riot will reel in another point. That was Khalees Cardenas with the grab for Riot.
Gwen Ambler so far doing it all for Riot. Breaks for a goal early, then comes up with the deep, then throws the beautiful hook to Hannah Kawhi, which leads to the easy score.
So we're seeing a lot of deep looks on both sides. And that has actually proved uncharacteristic for the last few games that both teams have played.
Now, if you're Riot at this point, you needed a D like that from Ambler. She's your leader. You've got a lot of faith in her, and maybe you're a little bit nervous because Scandal just came back with a break, but Ambler says no more.
One challenge that Riot is facing this tournament is that they're actually down quite a few players. They have many, many injuries on their sideline who are watching, injured players. They really have a very small roster here at the U.S. Open. So we're going to see if their legs are going to be able to hold out and to pull themselves a win.
Titcomb ripping one deep.
Watching Riot set up, saw them signaling to their sideline that there's some sort of defensive strategy going on. Don't know if it's going to be some sort of junk. Looks like they came out man. Payne with a nice break.
Faye out on the sideline. Centers to Shepley. Gets some help from Payne for a diving Riot player. Nice grab there. Scandal working it through this intense Riot defense. Putting one into the end zone. That one will go too far for Faye. Overthrow from Shepley there. Riot with another chance. Looks like we'll see Shannon O'Malley to pick up. Observers are signaling a stoppage of play. There was an injury called. And we'll see Kawhi come on the field. Shepley will trade out with Maddox for Scandal.
Riot setting up in a vertical stack out of the end zone, sending a couple cutters deep to initiate.
O'Malley in trouble, putting one deep. Kawhi reads that one, brings it in, dishes out to Titcomb. A nice grab. She's going to put that one deep. Riot just outside the end zone now. Looks like there was a foul on the play. Got Katie Crayley with the disc. Crayley looking around. Puts a nice inside break to O'Malley. Riot making it look easy with just a few throws down the field. Score is 5-2. Riot over Scandal.
You know, they got a bit lucky. It was a high stall count forced by Scandal. O'Malley had to just put it deep. Luckily, she's got Hannah Kawhi down there. And Kawhi makes the reception. And Katie Crayley absolutely burned her defender going deep, which leads to the easy goal by O'Malley.
Timeout for Scandal now.
So we've seen the Riot player Hannah Kawhi make a lot of big plays in this game. She has a dual role on the team. She's fabulous on defense, especially in the air, and she's also a very calm and controlled handler, making her a great pair for Gwen Ambler, who has the same mentality, and also works to reel Shannon O'Malley in, who really is known for her big dramatic plays and her big moves on offense.
It's like Scandal's taking this time to get a little pumped up, focus up. Both of these teams showing a lot of support from their sidelines. It's the last game of what's been a very long round-robin style tournament.
Yeah, the format here has been a little bit different than most big tournaments. There's only 8 teams in each division. A round robin was set up so that each team actually plays every other team in the tournament, and the top 4 teams after the round robin advance immediately to semifinals. Riot was able to take down Phoenix in their semifinal, and Scandal took down Showdown, which led to this final matchup, which is a rematch of the only game that Riot lost throughout the tournament. Scandal coming in undefeated into the finals.
Weatherford pulls for Riot. Roy. Shepley.
Riot coming out in some sort of transition zone D. You can see Weatherford in the middle of the field, just looking for a defender, obviously guarding just an area of the field.
Shepley on the sideline. Payne. Big gainers here from Mercer. Out to the sideline to Hudson.
As Riot calls off their zone, now they're into tight man-to-man defense. Excellent pressure on the dumps right now.
Swinging to the other side of the field to Payne. 5 yards outside the end zone. Payne's going to put one into the front corner. Another for Scandal. That's Faye with the grab there. Score is 5-3 Riot over Scandal.
Faye and Payne doing the dirty work for Scandal. Their offense seems to be running through those two.
One thing that I've noticed about Scandal's mental game this tournament is that they really haven't seemed to be intimidated by the very intimidating team Riot from Seattle, who came in second at the 2011 Club Championships. Many other teams we've seen, including Phoenix and including Showdown, to a point, have really kind of, in some ways, collapsed under the pressure of playing such a well-known and deeply rostered team.
Yeah, when you talk about the women's side, a lot of people try to put the teams into tiers, with Fury obviously sitting at the top, and then Scandal's the type of team that wants to say, hey, we can beat those teams. We're in that top tier. They're really trying to bust out of just making quarters at nationals, and just like you were saying, they really want to try to prove that win early in the tournament wasn't just a fluke. But here, Riot seems to be in control of the game.
Titcomb on the sideline. Centers to O'Malley. Payne with a nice dive attempt there, but Kawhi reels that in. Overthrow from Kawhi. That one will go out of bounds. Scandal with another chance. Maddox. Almost a run through D from Titcomb. Short gainers here with a big hook. And a nice D from Riot's Caitlin Cordell. He's almost brought down by Lauren Sadler from Scandal. Good flow off that turnover for Scandal, but Cordell wasn't going to let that one go so easy. Titcomb will pick up again on the end zone line for Riot.
Scandal's really trying to mark up well this game, marking their best and quickest players against Riot. So we see Sandy Jorgensen against Hannah Kauai deep. That should be a great matchup.
Kauai streak deep, brings down that one outside the end zone for Riot. Looks like she will call a timeout. Good timeout call for Riot there with her teammates running from behind. They'll have a chance for another opportunity. So Anna, you've been watching these teams throughout the tournament. What are some kind of end zone plays we've seen out of Riot that we might see out of this timeout?
That's a good question, Maya. I think what Riot is going to try to do is be as patient as possible. I think they're going to try and swing it between their handlers as best as they can until they see the perfect opportunity to score in the end zone. I don't think they're going to try and force anything really tough. They're coming out of a timeout. I think this is going to give them some extra time to collect their senses. I think we're going to see some good ultimate right now.
We'll see Kauai to pick up the disc. Looks like Cordell set up as her dump. And Rory Titcomb potentially for an ISO play in the middle of the end zone.
Hannah Kauai's got excellent break, though. She's really dangerous on the front of the end zone.
It's a nice break around from Kauai, but just too far for Titcomb to catch that one. Payne for Scandal. Looking big right away, shooting one deep. Jorgensen. Kauai gets the D in the air. Great play on Sandy Jorgensen.
Kauai runs deep. She's looking.
Had Lawson wide open in the middle of the field there. Kauai just all over right now. Getting the disc every other. Kauai on the sideline. Breaks around to O'Malley. Holsters the swing to Titcomb. O'Malley with the around break to Titcomb now. Continuing the around. It's Lawson. Titcomb on the IO throw. Nice inside break from Titcomb. And looks like there's a call on the field. Looks like there might have been a call on the field, but the observers say there isn't one. Riot will be assessed a TMF. It looks like potentially for rushing the field before the observers call a score. Observers today for this game, we're going with the 4 observer system. This allows for an observer behind the disc, 1 downfield, and 2 on the sidelines. Our observers are Stephen Hubbard, Sheila Quintos, Hank Carey, and Laura Meyer. This brings the score to Riot 6, Scandal 3.
At a 3-point deficit, Scandal's biggest challenge now will really be staying in the game mentally and not letting Riot come away with a huge win. I think they're really going to have to push in this respect, just like all other teams playing Riot have had to push when they're down.
Weatherford to pull. Big IO backhand will go to the middle of the end zone. Excellent pull for Riot. Shepley. Swinging around to Mercer. Back out to Shepley. Shepley's going to rip one deep. Oh, and it tips off the hands of Kirsten Unfried. Good opportunity for Scandal there.
Griffith there did an excellent job just challenging the play. A lot of times when you're playing defense, even if you know you can't make a play on the disc, it's good just to go up there. It's going to make the offensive player nervous. And in that case, it led to a drop by Scandal.
Ambler with the layout grab. Putting up a floaty disc. Faye is going to come down with that easily for Scandal. On the run right away. Hudson. Mercer. Back to Faye. Yoshin. Mercer again. Mercer with one deep. And this time Unfreed brings it in. That'll be a score. Riot 6, Scandal 4.
Griffith couldn't quite come up with this one. Makes another huge bid. This time not quite enough. Scandal maintains their composure.
Now, we talked about Riot's short roster a little bit, Anna, but we've been hearing a lot of the same names out of Scandal. How are they doing as far as roster size and injuries this tournament?
I think Scandal brought a lot of their best players to this tournament, and they had their player Yoshin actually twisted her ankle earlier this tournament, but as of now she's doing quite well. She's coming in fairly regularly, so that's the only major injury / minor injury I know about coming from this tournament. We can see that Riot really has put in quite a good line. Many of their starters present on the field right now.
We'll have Payne pull for Scandal again. O'Malley will field the pull. So it looks like it'll drop just out of bounds. And instead, Weatherford will take it at the brick mark. Bugler on the mark. But Weatherford puts one deep to Kawhi once again. Observer will say she's just outside the end zone. She'll tap it in. And an easy dish to O'Malley. Another point for Riot. 7-4 leading over Scandal.
O'Malley with the no big deal spike. That one really was no big deal. They've been isolating Kawhi deep. And that time Weatherford delivered on a nice floaty, flat huck deep to Kawhi. And O'Malley busted deep with Kawhi, and that was basically just a handoff for a goal.
Hannah Kawhi is really putting in a lot of great work this game. We see her cutting deep and cutting in. We see her handling, we see her assisting many of the goals and catching them. She's one of their main players this season, and I think she's free of injury right now. So Riot's really trying to utilize her enormous skill during this game.
Yeah, especially on the pole.
Yeah, especially on the pole.
Rory Titcomb to pull for Riot. Roy, just inside the sideline of the end zone. Out to Faye. Scandal working the middle of the field here. Mercer holstering the huck. Faye. Yoshin. Mercer again. Another huck holster. Good fakes from Mercer here. Swinging out to Roy. Faye on the sideline. Cardenas forcing back to the middle of the field, swinging out to Shepley. Unfreed up to Mercer on the sideline. Roy's coming back to help her out with the swing.
As I'm watching Scandal play, they have a lot of good communication between their handlers and their cutters. You'll often see them pointing each other where they want each other to cut. In that case, there was a bit of a miscommunication, but watch for that as they play. You'll see them actually make eye contact and then sort of either lean one way with their shoulder or point where they want them to cut. A lot of times the thrower knows exactly how they can beat their mark, and they know what throw they like. So if you can just get the cutter to go where you want them to go, a lot of times you're confident in that throw and you can just make it.
Mercer fouls Kingery on the mark there. Miscommunication from Kingery to Burstein. Scandal disc. Shepley will pick up. And immediately call a timeout. About 20 yards outside the end zone, timeout for Scandal.
One difficulty that Scandal's having to face this game is that Riot plays especially good cutter defense. So Scandal's game, when they're playing teams who have slightly less athletic players who are cutters, really work their offense by many, many short passes between cutters and their handlers. But since Riot's putting on such tight cutter D on the Scandal players, they're really having a hard time getting those throws off quickly. So what we're seeing instead is a lot of lateral movement between the Scandal handlers, and they're really trying quite hard to get their throws to cutters, so we'll see what happens after the timeout.
Now, during a timeout, players have 90 seconds. Offense needs to set, and then the defense has 20 seconds to set their defense before checking the disc in again.
You can see the vertical stack set up by Scandal. Jenny Fay, the only dump in the backfield.
Cardenas on a tight mark on Fay there. Still up that sideline to Roy. Outside the end zone now. Got Unfreed back out to Fay. Fay putting one to the corner. And it looks like Yoshin will bring that one in for a point. Scandal staying on the board here.
Jenny Fay is just cool, calm, and collected out there, and she is an intense competitor. It's amazing her ability to not only be fierce and competitive, but also be chill enough to just run the show for Scandal. They need a player like that to step up and say, hey, it's no big deal. Our job is just to score right now, and then we'll get our defense back on the field to make a play.
She's also absolutely integral with her IO breaks. Those have led to a few of their scores here.
So we see that Gwen Ambler is back on the field. Riot usually brings in Ambler to play when they really need that mental guidance on the field, because Gwen is also an extremely calm and focused player.
We're working it all the way down. Here we go, Riot. Now let's go, Red.
Payne will pull again for Scandal. Showing incredible fortitude throughout her pulls. Pulling is incredibly difficult, especially to maintain over a whole tournament. And if you're a team's main puller, your arm is getting a different kind of workout than everyone else. But she shows no problem here, pulling one almost to the end zone line. Ambler will pick up for Riot. Center to O'Malley. Kawhi with an uncharacteristic drop. Scandal with a chance at a break. Maddox to pick up. Low inside break from Maddox. Nice grab by Ito. And the block from Riot's Weatherford. Ito was just a little too calm on that dish attempt. O'Malley will pick up for Riot. Kawhi streaking deep early. Oh, big collision on the field. That was Maddox for Scandal and Lawson for Riot. Looks like Maddox was trying to get her hand on that.
You know, I don't know if we're going to get another look at this one, but I think the contact did come a bit before the disc arrived. Even though Maddox was looking to make that play, Maddox was making a really aggressive play. I think she was going to make the play. Fortunately for Riot, the receiver did a good job of shielding the defender out and drew the contact, allowing them to keep the disc.
Disc will go back to O'Malley. Count will come in at 4. It's Bugler on the mark for Scandal. And a huge hand block from Bugler. Just a few feet outside the end zone for Scandal now. Payne rushing to pick up the disc. And a little dish throw to number 7, Kimberly Beach. That's another point. A break for Scandal. Score is 7-6. Riot over Scandal. Huge play from Bugler there to create that opportunity for her team.
So we're seeing here that Scandal really isn't going to go down without a fight to Riot today.
They've really stepped up their intensity on defense here. A lot more aggressive plays. That one from Maddox might have been a little bit too much, but that hand block was very clean, beautifully executed. Great defensive play.
Sasha Bugler is a new pickup for Scandal. She's going to be a senior at University of Maryland and plays on their team called Helpful Corn. She actually has a tattoo of the logo on her side.
We've got Beach coming in to round out the Scandal D-line. Payne will pull again. OI pull from Payne will roll. Titcomb will pick it up. Swing it out to Ambler. Ambler looking for help, finds Titcomb in the backfield. Floaty throw will lead to a huge collision on the field.
Looks like the Scandal player may have either gotten her head hit pretty hard or the wind knocked out of her, or both.
It's Hulda Grunwald on the field. Looks like she'll be all right. Her teammates are helping her up. Yeah, looks like she did get the wind knocked out of her. She's gasping for air here. Big plays from Scandal D. You can see how fired up they are here. And Grunwald will take one. We'll see Faye come on to replace her. Faye will pick up for Scandal. Floaty around break to Beach. Centers back to Faye. Continues the swing around. Looks like there'll be a foul. It's Bugler with the disc for Scandal. Uncontested foul. Bugler swings back to Faye. Faye with another inside break to Maddox. Beach is streaking towards the break side. Payne will catch it just outside. Payne putting up a floater to the back. And Jenny Faye will grab that break for Scandal. Score is 7-7. Scandal tying it up here in the finals of the women's division at the U.S. Open.
Jenny Faye actually called for that from the backfield, and she knew that Payne had that throw. It is an absolute pleasure to watch those two on the field together. Jenny Faye doing whatever she wants with throws, and Payne getting open whenever she wants and able to break the mark to the back of the end zone to Faye. Dynamite combo there for Scandal.
Now, Mario, you've been in situations like this. If you're Riot, you just called the timeout. What are you talking about in that huddle?
It's all about staying focused on what you can control. You can't control all the things that have happened. You can't control what's going to happen in the future. All you can control is right now. In that huddle, you're making sure that everyone's calm. You're making sure that you're saying, hey, we just got to do our job. Let's go execute on offense. Let's get our defense back on the field. Let's let them pump us up offense. Let's just stay cool and do our job.
I think Riot is really going to try and amp up their defense this next point. We've seen great defensive plays from Riot this tournament, but we haven't seen quite as many in these last few points, so I think Riot's defensive line is going to come out really hard.
Now, Scandal did start this half out on offense, so if Riot's O-line does manage to score here, they will be receiving the pull again after the halftime. That could lead to a 2-point lead. Very crucial for Riot here.
I think we're also going to see from Riot an amped up sideline. There's a saying in Ultimate that there's 7 on the line, but many of the most important players are actually existing on the sideline, because a loud sideline with lots of communication between the sideline players and the players on the field can really make a huge difference.
Payne will pull for Scandal. On Riot's offensive line, we've got some familiar names: O'Malley, Cardenas, and Titcomb coming out to make these big plays happen. Kawhi also on the field. Weatherford. Cardenas. Carr with the disc, looking for help. Finds O'Malley around. O'Malley with a nice low throw, almost a layout D from Payne. Putting one deep. Looks like there might be a call. That one was just a little bit too OI. Went over the head of the intended receiver. Looks like Nora Carr. Throw from Sarah Griffith. Looks like the foul was on the reception. Carr will receive the disc on the end zone line. Crucial opportunity for Riot here. Cardenas setting up an isolation play. Carr tossing it to the front corner. Cardenas pulling it in. That'll be a score. Riot takes half here, 8-7, and will receive the disc after the half to start off on offense.
On behalf of Anna Levine, Maya Ziv, my name is Mario O'Brien. Riot takes half 8-7 at the first ever U.S. Open. We'll be back in a few minutes with second half action.
We are back for the second half of an exciting women's final matchup here at the inaugural U.S. Open in Colorado Springs. In white, we've got Scandal. In red, we've got Seattle Riot up 8-7 at half. They're about to receive on offense. Rio, amazing comeback for Scandal here, going down early but fighting back, knocking off a few breaks in a row. Coming out on half on D, can they bring in another break here?
Absolutely. They've got some explosive players out there, specifically Payne, who we see pulling right here, she has been making some athletic bids, and I think she's going to reel one in here. And when she's out there, I think anything can happen.
O'Malley. Round swing. Low throw. That'll be tipped. Can't reel it in. Maddox picking up the disc for Scandal. It's like Payne and Cordell going for that disc, but Payne couldn't reel it in. Cordell will take the disc on the sideline for Riot.
Caitlin Cordell has had an incredible game so far defensively. She's putting pressure on everywhere.
Putting a huck deep to her teammate. Quick point to Sarah Griffith. Amazing cut there, just getting enough distance from her defender. Cordell put that one just far enough ahead that she could sprint onto it. Nice quick point for Riot here. 9-7 over Scandal.
Now the wind's picking up here a little bit, so we'll see what happens in relation to each other's defense plays. Maybe we'll see a zone being played or thrown. Both teams have been known to play really tight, effective cups at this tournament, so we'll see what happens.
Now that's exactly what Riot needed to do coming out of half. Cordell comes up with good pressure on defense, sees Griffith streaking deep, and that's going to put their nerves at ease a little bit when you can get that first goal coming out, takes the pressure off, and allows the D to get fired up and go out and do their job.
And that's really the benefit that you get being on a team that's played at the top level of competition for such a long time. Maybe their opponents catch up or maybe they go down, but whatever happens, they're not going to lose their composure. They're a very opportunistic team, and they're going to take all of those opportunities. Weatherford will pull for Riot. This one will be a little short of the end zone. Roy to pick up. Centers to Shepley. Now we come out with what looks like a sort of poachy defense for Riot. They've got a loose cup going on here. Scandal trying to swing back and forth. Making that cup run. Roy on the sideline for Scandal.
Scandal doing an excellent job spreading the field. Looks like they've actually got 4 handlers going across, and they're doing a good job of spreading the disc all the way over using all 40 yards of the width. Now what that does is it makes the defense have to cover all 40 yards, which is going to open up holes in the middle of the field.
So here we've seen Riot transition to man D.
And when you're playing zone offense, that's one of those things that you just love to hear, that transition, because you know for a split period of time there are going to be huge holes for you to take advantage of. But a turnover here leads to Riot disc again. Ambler trying to huck through the foul. It'll come back.
That's a veteran move there by Ambler. She noticed that her mark was a little bit too close, and any throw that she threw to the backhand side was going to result in a foul. Ambler doing an excellent job just taking advantage of what the defense is giving her. Basically gets a free throw. It wasn't complete. Now she gets back.
Cardenas putting one deep. And Rachel Diedrich makes a huge grab in the end zone over her defender. Another point for Riot. Score is 10-7. Riot pulling ahead away from Scandal.
So the assist on that score made by Khalees Cardenas. She's another extremely energetic and crucial player to Riot. We can see her both assisting plays and receiving them in the end zone. She's all over the field. She's one of their fastest players with fabulous endurance.
Yeah, she's just flat out fast. She's a tough mark for anyone on any women's team, and blinding speed from Cardenas.
Rory Titcomb will pull for Riot.
It's how much time left in it?
That's something we need to do. We need to go the throne goes and the second.
As we come down to half an hour, these point differences become that much harder to make up. Pole will go just out of bounds. Riot will have the opportunity to set up on defense. Jenny Faye will take the disc to the brick mark.
Scandal comes out, horizontal stack. Riot obviously playing some sort of transition zone, as you can hear their sideline counting the number of passes.
Faye with the blade around to Payne. Back to the middle of the field to Mercer. Putting up a floaty one. Faye lays out, grabs that one. Shepley swings out to Payne. Payne looking for Shepley in the backfield.
Riot's actually transitioned to a force middle off defensive set right now. You can hear them calling from the sideline, whether it's an away force or a home force, every time that the disc gets caught.
Faye with an around break. Payne with the layout. Puts one to the end zone, and Mercer lays out for the huge grab for Scandal. That'll be a score. 10-8 Riot leading over Scandal, but Scandal not giving up without a fight.
And I love the technique here from Payne. I call that a half pivot backhand. A lot of times when you throw a backhand, you don't need to take a big full pivot, because all that's going to do is that's going to make your release point lower. That one, she actually let it go before her pivot foot hit the ground. It allows you a higher release point and a quicker release, floats it out to space, and in that case, her receiver tracked it down. Payne has the full arsenal.
Payne is an interesting player. This is her second year on Scandal. She came from a very successful college program. She went to the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, PA. She went to Nationals her sophomore year, which was also her rookie year with UPenn's Venus, and they came in fifth. They tied for fifth at Nationals. Their first year in quite a while, I believe they actually went to the tournament. She, I believe, was a track and field recruit at Penn, but she quit and came to Ultimate, and ever since then she has just been taking names and not letting anyone burn her deep. She's a very athletic player. You can see it in her physicality and the way that she makes those big plays.
Payne will pull another. Ambler will field it. Nice pull from Payne in the middle of the end zone, centering out to Weatherford. Swinging around to King. To Kingery. Kawhi. Burstein looking for her teammate, but a huge layout from Allison Maddox.
That is as good as it gets as a defender. An underneath layout block.
Looks like Kingery will call a foul. Crowd doesn't like that one. Observer overrules the foul. Excellent D from Maddox here. Scandal disc.
Maddox got nasty on that D underneath. Wow.
Excellent dump D from Riot, shutting down Payne in the backfield. Scandal swinging around. Davis with the disc. Back out, swinging around to Payne. Weatherford on the mark. Payne putting one into the end zone. And an excellent layout attempt there. Can't bring it in. That was Crystal Davis with the layout attempt.
Davis not happy with herself. Think she could have reeled that one in.
Pick called on the field. Looks like it was on Kingery. The disc will come back. This Maddox-Kingery matchup is getting pretty intense. Both girls working very hard on offense and defense. Davis on the mark. Why putting one deep. Kingery streaking deep. She's got Maddox in the mix. Kingery brings it down through traffic. Just outside the end zone line now. Kingery dishing out to Ambler. Ambler putting a floating one. Looks like Beach pulls that one in easily. Scandal on the run. Sorry, that was Sandy Jorgensen on the D. Payne with the disc for Scandal on the end zone line now. Floating one over Kingery. Maddox picks it up. Inside break from Maddox to Jorgensen. She'll try for a quick dish out. It won't connect. Ambler will pick up for Riot. Putting a floaty one out to Weatherford. Weatherford with no mark. Davis runs to mark up. Kawhi on the sideline. Putting one to the back corner. Can Kingery get it? Lays out for the grab. Observers will call it in. That's a point for Riot. 11-8. Excellent play by Kate Kingery, keeping that disc in the field.
Kingery made a couple of great plays on that one earlier with that sky grab in traffic, and now here throwing to space in the making that reception in the back of the end zone. Excellent play by Kingery.
And that was Kawhi again on that throw, absolutely dominating this game. Hannah Kawhi cannot be stopped.
In this game, we see that every offensive throw and completed catch really counts. Each team is looking right away to take control of a singular drop. So that's what we're seeing out there today.
Hey guys, what are the players behind for that? Oh, wait a second. You just said it's fixed. You just said it's fixed.
Looks like we have a potential Riot injury on the sideline.
Trainer's called over. Looks like one of the girls having a hard time catching her breath here. It's been a long 4 days in this high altitude tournament. Some of these teams are getting in good condition. They're definitely seasoned athletes, but still having less oxygen to breathe definitely takes its toll. Shepley will pick up on the sideline. Center to Faye. Roy, back to Faye.
Riot's made an adjustment on their defense. What you're going to see the handlers poaching in the lane. The handler defenders poaching in the lane, not allowing any downfield throws, which is making Scandal have to just dump the disc back and forth. So Riot's saying, okay, we'll let you take these back and forth passes, but we're not going to let you throw anything downfield.
One of Riot's main strategies for this game is really to switch up their defense as much as possible in order to force Scandal players to think, and perhaps even to get a turnover.
And the turnover happens just there. Titcomb will try to swing out to Cordell. Looks like there was just a miscommunication there. Cordell wasn't ready to receive the disc. Scandal disc on the sideline. Faye will pick up. Roy keeping it in. Gets it off the sideline to Faye. Faye with a round blade. Diving grab from Hudson. Looks like there was a call on the field. Pick call.
Once again, Jenny Faye doing whatever she wants out there, whether it's an inside-out forehand, whether it's a blade forehand. She's firing at will, and she's connecting.
Looks like Cordell will take an injury. We've got Payne coming in for Yoshin. Payne, Scandal swinging out to Faye on the sideline. finds Payne in the inside corner. Another point for Scandal. Payne doing a great job of getting open to that front corner with her jukes. Score is 11-9. Riot leading Scandal.
Payne changed directions on a dime. She cut up line, acted like she was fading to the back of the stack, and you're just going to see her stop on a dime, come back to the disc, and Faye hits her front corner of the end zone. Excellent cut there by Payne.
Now Scandal has quite a deep roster. We really see a few players standing at this game and really controlling the speed of the game. We're seeing a lot from Payne, as we've been talking about, and also a lot from Faye. They're really the driving mechanisms between Scandal's offense this game. I've seen a few Riot players go down in these last few points. One had trouble catching her breath. A few have taken some hard hits. Their sideline is shrinking. Will they be able to pull out a big win with this lead against such a tough team? Only time will tell.
Payne set to pull for Scandal. Another fantastic pull. That looks like that one's streaking towards the sideline. Shannon O'Malley following that one right till the end. Weatherford will pick up.
Payne's had a few inconsistent pulls this tournament. It's very likely that she's very tired at this point in the day.
Putting one deep right away. We've got Cardenas under it. And a backwards layout attempt. Looks like she hit the ground pretty hard there. Won't be a foul called. Scandal disc.
This is a big opportunity here for Scandal. They're down 2. It's getting late in the game. Payne's got to make sure that she gets heavily involved in this point. She's been able to do whatever she wants so far. Here she is.
Cardenas picking up that D. Looks like Lauren Sadler is calling a foul, claiming Cardenas grabbed her arm, preventing her from making a play on the disc.
Cardenas came through and made that play. There may have been some contact, but that's a D. I'm guessing that the observers are going to overrule this foul call. Looks like the observer has overruled the foul call. There's also a travel call after the D, so this disc is going to come back to Cardenas.
Riot disc, Cardenas with the disc. Swinging around to Weatherford. Titcomb working to get open up the line. Foul called on the mark.
Looks like Titcomb had some room up the line and is actually calling foul on the defender.
The foul will be contested. Disc will return to Weatherford. Putting one up. Gaudreau comes down with that. Gaudreau, one of those players who was such an integral part of the Washington Element run to nationals this year and their championship win. Another collision on the field.
Scandal defense has really picked up here in the last couple points. The physicality of their style of defense is really making it tough here on Riot, and I think that's the right move at this point in the game. I wouldn't say that they're playing dirty or anything like that. They've just upped their intensity, upped the physicality, and it's paying off. It's providing opportunities for Ds.
In regards to that, Mario, we're definitely seeing some uncharacteristically messy or forced throws from Riot. It's possible that they're tired, as well as Scandal's incredibly tough defense.
Kawhi will shoot one deep. Cardenas will catch it, but it looks like it'll come back. There was a call on the field. It's a nice catch from Cardenas. Potentially could have been a turnover. Kawhi with the disc on the sideline. Cardenas working hard, getting open under. Breaks around to the middle of the field. And another call on the field.
I've never seen so many calls in a 20-second period.
Weatherford will have the disc on 0. Maddox on the mark. Hammer goes up. Kawhi can't bring it in. Nice layout from Davis for Scandal.
And that's the type of D that they earned the entire point. They played close, they played tough, and they earned that defense by all of those little close plays, and that adds up. That adds up as an offensive player when you're challenged on every single play. That challenges you mentally. It also challenges you physically, and it leads to decisions like that. That hammer was maybe not the throw that they wanted in that situation. Scandal deserved the D, and now they're going to be rewarded with an opportunity for a break.
That was a smart timeout called by Scandal's Octavia Payne. Both teams are looking tired and slightly desperate at this point. Hopefully this timeout will give them both a chance to catch their breaths and strategize at this point.
Clock is winding down with just over 13 minutes left of play here.
Looks like Scandal's lining up in a stack. I'm either expecting to see a big put by Payne, her signature move, or for them to quickly change their offensive strategy after a few dump swings between the handlers.
Nice in cut to set up flow there. Kawhi picking up a D on that dish, but it looks as if there is a call. Grunwald is claiming that Titcomb fouled her as she turned to throw.
The disc was a little wobbly there. Let's see what happens.
Observer rules there's no foul. Kawhi with the disc. Weatherford. A few yards outside the end zone now. Weatherford swinging around to O'Malley. O'Malley looking for help in the backfield. Break it to Titcomb. Kawhi working hard to get open in the end zone. Inside throw to O'Malley. O'Malley bobbles it, and it's a turn. Scandal once again.
Give a credit to the dump defense there, forcing the handler upfield and which resulted in that tight little forehand throw. And that's a really tough window to put that forehand in. It's tough to put touch on it. Lots of credit goes to the Scandal D.
Grunwald trying to swing around on a high stall count. Can't connect. Titcomb will pick up for Riot.
And this is not the offense that we've been seeing from these two teams this entire tournament. This is an uncharacteristically high amount of turns that we're seeing here.
Almost a run through D for Maddox on Weatherford. Back out to Titcomb. Around break. Cardenas wide open on that sideline. She's going to put it deep. Can her teammate run onto it? It's just too far. Intended receiver Rachel Diedrich running her heart out, but can't bring that one down. Payne will pick up again. It looks like Maddox will pick up for Scandal here. It's long point. Scandal's hoping for some quick throws. Put this one away for a break and keep on rolling. Scandal making cuts time and time again to that break side. Miscue. Cardenas will pick up for Riot. Titcomb to Weatherford. Back to Titcomb. Loose defense here from Scandal. O'Malley. Titcomb. Kawhi just outside the end zone now. Payne on the mark. Finds Titcomb in the front corner of the end zone, finishing the long point. Riot takes it home, 12-9 over Scandal.
And that's just missed opportunities there for Scandal. They did the dirty work. They forced a number of turnovers from Riot, and they just weren't able to convert. They weren't even able to really string together a few passes in their offensive possessions. Give credit to Riot for staying patient and working and grinding for that goal. Titcomb able to bust up the line for the 12-9 lead.
Now that was such a long point. We're expecting to see both teams really recycling their 7 on the line. See almost a whole new line from Scandal. Quite a few new players on Riot's line as well.
Cordell will pull for Riot. Now as time ticks down, in order to have a shot at winning this game, Scandal really needs to score here and then rattle off 2 breaks before allowing Riot to score again. Roy will field the pull. Shepley. Nice gainers. Faye on the sideline now. Forces backhand here from Riot, switching it up a little bit. Faye putting an inside-out backhand. Gwen Ambler pulling that one down for the D. Cordell on the sideline. Riot on the run. Cordell streaking it deep. And Sarah Griffith with a huge layout grab. And the score for Riot. Huge break for Riot there. Makes it 13-9, Riot over Scandal.
Looks like Sarah Griffith might have gotten a little injured on that hard fall. Her teammates are currently rallying around her to make sure she's okay. That's the kind of big play that we're used to seeing from Riot. A huge, well-placed huck and a fantastic layout D. That's their one of their signature moves, something that really gets their spirits up and is very exciting to watch. And there's only 2 points left for Riot to score if Scandal doesn't have anything to say about it, that is.
And in what could be some of the last points of this game here, Shannon O'Malley will pull for Riot. Pull will float, land just short of the end zone. Second freed, picking it up on the sideline. Centering it up. Scandal doing a good job of swinging around, really setting up options downfield. Mercer on the far sideline now. Cardenas on the mark. Mercer putting one into the end zone. And that one will go out of bounds, too far for Jenny Fay to bring in for a point.
Riot actually had Gwen Ambler marked up on Jenny Fay. Made the adjustment, knew that Fay had been breaking the mark, so they put Ambler on Fay. That length affected Fay. She wasn't involved in the handling crew. Led to a turnover.
Ambler with the disc. Back to Cardenas in the middle. Carr will put a floaty one. And making the play for Scandal is Sheena Yoshin. Huge play there. Mercer looking for help. Around break to Fay. Fay rips one a little low. Looks like she was going for a huck there to Yoshin. Needed to get that disc a little higher to make that happen. Riot on the run. Cordell. Centers to Ambler. Swinging out to the sideline to Cardenas on the sideline. Floaty around to Ambler. Just brings that one in easy. Huge gainer in the middle to Gaudreau. O'Malley on the sideline.
Look how tight Scandal's defense on their handlers is. O'Malley couldn't get off that deep look.
But Gwen Ambler does, and she puts one deep to Cardenas. Mercer on D. Looks like Cardenas will snag that disc. Another for Riot. 14-9 over Scandal here as the clock winds down.
Scandal players are looking a little bit dejected at this point. Will they be able to rally and have a comeback in the little time that there is left on the clock?
So looking at the women's division, I mean, what does this mean? Riot coming out on top. Was this expected? Did people expect to see Scandal in this game?
You know, I really don't think people did expect to see Scandal in this game. They were seated 5th overall at the tournament, behind Phoenix, Molly Brown, and Showdown, not in that order. And I really think they've come out as 100% one of the 2 strongest teams here. I think they've really proven that to all the teams here. They're very well prepared. They've played a tournament together 2 weeks ago and did very well. They're really here and coming hard, and I think it was unexpected. Then again, when you look at their roster, you see that they have a ton of strong players and a very deep team. And one thing that's really noticeably different about their play this year is their offense. It's extremely quick, it's extremely determined, and it's very, very hard to stop and defend. In terms of Riot, however, I think their legacy has made it seem like they would make it, especially as the #1 seeded team here at the tournament, to the finals. However, with their first loss at the tournament to Scandal, it was unclear who was going to win this game, but it seems like they're truly pulling away.
Weatherford with the pull. Roy reels it in. Shepley. Mercer with the big gain. Mercer's going to laser one towards the end zone. Jorgensen grabbing that one just outside. And a layout for Scandal. Will be another point. This game is not quite over. Score is 14-10. Nice quick point for Scandal there.
Now that Riot's on offense, they're really going to look to put this one in the bag quickly. They're going to try and keep that disc in their possession as long as humanly possible. They're putting on their strongest defensive line right now. But Scandal is definitely not going to go without a fight. Expect to see some big plays from Scandal if Riot gives them the time to do so.
Let's go, Riot! Go, Riot! I can't believe it's that!
As hard cap goes on, that means essentially this game is a Riot victory, but Scandal is not just going to sit down and roll over. One last pull from Payne is out of bounds. Weatherford will put the disc in at the brick mark. Nice inside break to Kawhi. Big fake from Kawhi. Back to Weatherford. Another inside break. It's Crayley with the disc. Weatherford. Another inside break from Weatherford and a deep shot to Crayley. Crayley will bring in that disc for one more point. Final score here in the women's final, 15-10, Riot over Scandal. For Mario O'Brien and Anna Levine, I'm Maya Ziv. Stay tuned for our open final. We've got Johnny Bravo versus Chain Lightning here just in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the awards area at the north sideline of Field 1, where USA Ultimate will now present the Women's Division Awards. First of all, congratulations to Scandal, the silver medalists at the 2012 U.S. Open Ultimate Championships. Give them a big round of applause. Once again, let's give a big round of applause to Scandal, your silver medalists at the 2012 U.S. Open Ultimate Championships. And now, the presentation of the gold medals and championship trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2012 U.S. Open champions in the women's division, Riot.
Okay. Yeah, that's just the presentation of the check.
Once again, a big round of applause for your 2012 U.S. Open Ultimate Champions in the women's division. From Seattle, Washington, Riot. You think you're fired up now, ladies? USA Ultimate would like to present a special prize for you. And here to present a check for $1,500 to today's winner, the USA Ultimate CEO, Tom Crawford. Congratulations, Riot.
I'm Maya Ziv here at the inaugural U.S. Open in Colorado Springs with the winners of the women's division final, the captains of Riot. We've got Kate Kingery, Gwen Ambler, and Rory Titcomb. How do you guys feel after such an exciting game? You were battling back and forth. What did you guys do to turn on the fire at the very end and just pull away?
You know what? I think people just cared a lot. Our team is a lot about love, and everybody was working for everybody else on the team the whole time.
I would say actually that our defensive intensity is what allowed us to push through. There were a couple long points and no one ever gave up. Every single person was battling. We had forced high stall counts, got blocks. Like that's what allowed us to push through. It's just defensive intensity and focus.
Definitely. So before the game, you guys had matched up with this team actually the first game of the whole tournament and actually lost to them. What were you guys talking about as a team? I noticed you were doing sort of like a focus exercise. What was going on there?
We've had a big mental focus for the last couple of years. We've really been working on our mental game and just being sure that no matter the situation, we keep battling, staying strong, playing hard, and that's what this game was all about. It was about grit, and that's what we brought.
Definitely. Well, congratulations. So what have we got in the pipeline for Riot to come? Some tournaments. I know you guys have been doing clinics, for example, with Tim Morrill and Moral Performance. Are we going to see some more of that? Obviously the series, but what's coming up for you guys?
We're taking a short break. We're coming back at the end of July, and we've got a couple tournaments lined up. ECC, Labor Day, and then the series. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck. We'll keep an eye on you.